Stage 1 will take the riders 124.8 kilometres from Kuala Barang to Kuala Terengganu. A fairly rolling stage. Expect fireworks from the start. To King of the Mountains fairly early in the stage at 25.3 kilometres and 40.8 kilometres. And then we will move through the stage. 2 intermediate sprints along the route at the end at Sungai Tong and Padang Air before 2 laps of an 11.5 kilometre finishing circuit. It should come down to a sprint. The riders are ready on the start line for stage 1 of the 2017 Tour de Langkawi 124.8 kilometre stage. For many riders coming into today's stage, it's the first race of the season, and they're going up against many riders that may have started their seasons down in Australia or in Argentina, and quite a few teams also already kicking off their season in Europe. United Healthcare in their familiar blue, and Roni Giacottoli, they've won this race many times over the years in their various guises and sponsors, and they have got a strong team here once again. The Bardiani CSF team in the green. Again, they've got some good sprinters in their ranks as well. So we can expect a breakaway of the day to get away, but as is always the case in this race, most of the teams will want to try and bring it down to a bunch sprint. Sato, of course, looking to prep for the upcoming Classics season, coming to the back end of his career, but still looking and still hungry for those victories. The team of Villa Triestina, so Jacopo Maresco backed up by Filippo Pozzato. Rafael Andriato, Giuseppe Fonzi is in the team as well, Jacopo Mosca and Alberto Cecchin. So a good lead out. They'll be looking to try and hone that lead out, but straight away from the gun, and the first breakaway of the day. 4 riders are trying to go clear. And there'll be quite a bit of nervousness in that peloton behind, as those riders, as I said, are just coming into the first race of the season, or just be looking to calm their nerves. So, good strong breakaway, and it's the man that we always expect to see at the front, Lo Si Kyong of the new Thailand Continental team, and he's joined by Sharul Mak Amin of Terengganu, Josh Berry of 7-Eleven, and Harif also of the Terengganu team. Of course, the local boys and the Terengganu team, the hotbed of Malaysian cycling. No fewer than 9 riders in this race from Terengganu in various teams. And the King of the Mountains, always a really sought after competition in any race, and they're starting to open it up now for the sprint, for the summit, the first points. Plenty of home representation in this breakaway group, and it's the home rider that goes over the top of the first King of the Mountains, and that's Amaril Matsuki of Terengganu. He takes maximum points. Marcello Felipe takes second, and Maksad Azabayev takes third. So first points of the day go to the Terengganu cycling team. Good to see Maksad Azabayev of KE Look, the Chinese team, sweeping up some points as well, just behind Felipe. So the rest of the breakaway group just rolling across the summit. And the gap, they're not letting this breakaway get too far into the distance at the moment. We've covered about 46 kilometers of racing in the first hour. So it's our man from Postobon, Fernando Orjuela. You can see that pink jersey, but he's managed to do it. Maximum points once again for Amaril Matsuki of Terengganu, and the first 2 King of the Mountains for him. There's confirmation of your result. He takes 4 points, Orjuela takes 2, and Marcello Felipe crossing the line there in a third. So a great result already for the home team. The King of the Mountains jersey, the prestige of that competition. He's made it into that group. So they've got some great sponsorship backing up that team out there. They're on Specialized bikes, and I'm sure he's inspired by Lo Si Kyong being in this breakaway group with him. The other man in there, just in the blue, just second in line there, Stefan Astafyev, took a very good solo victory last year in the Tour of Taiwan, soloed up to a hilltop finish in that race. Moving on to the first intermediate sprint of the day now, Sungai Tong, and lining up one. The bonus seconds on offer at these intermediate sprints is very important in the Tour de Langkawi, and they're winding it up now for the first intermediate sprint, and moving across to the far side of the road now, and it once again is it Matsuki that's going to take that one. He goes through and takes that sprint. So this man's come into this race on fantastic form. There's confirmation. So the 5 points there go to Matsuka from Filippi and Asbayev. And the Thai rider taking fourth place across the line. The Tarangano team, they've got a new coach in Jeremy Hunt, the former Cervelo test team, and Sky rider. He's been really the driving force and coach behind the team from Azerbaijan, and he's here in this race as the director sportif, and he's really inspired them to do something today. Our breakaway group now splitting at the front. Lo Si Kyong trying to go clear the gap though, down to 52 seconds. We've just got Maksat Ayazbayev, Lo Si Kyong and Sofia Nafil at the front now, our three riders. So the Sapura rider in there as well. And Maksat Ayazbayev, a rider that's raced on the Astana team, the World Tour team, for the last 2 years. Hasn't had a victory really in a few seasons now, hence why he's dropping down to the Chinese team. But a good addition to that team. They always produce good riders to that team, the various sponsors that they've had over the years. But Lo Si Kyong, who's a rider that raced with Giant Shimano, 30 years old now, is the Malaysian. He won the July in Malaysia back in 2013. He's had stages in the Singkarak Tour as well back in 2013. That was his best season, a stage of the Tour of Thailand, and his 11th start here. But Filippo Pozzato knows how to lead out a sprint. And United Healthcare now coming up in the blue for Travis McCabe, and they've added Greg Henderson back into their lead out as well. Tanner Putt is another one. Greg Henderson, a very fast sprinter in his own right now. As he said before the stage when I spoke to him, he's come home to United Healthcare. It's the team that started his career. They're known as the Blue Train. 1 kilometre to go now. United Healthcare are poised and ready to try and deliver Travis McCabe to the finish. He's already had one victory this season. Nicola Marini is there. Jakub Mareshko is up there as well. Scott Sunderland is there for Isoway Swiss Wellness. And they come around these final corners and they will see the finish line ahead of them. It's still United Healthcare that have got control over the front of the peloton. 500 meters to go now. Now the final charge will start towards the line, and United Healthcare are still there, but here comes Villiers Trestina. Mareshko is there, Marini is there, and there's Sunderland. Sunderland on the outside. Gibbons is trying to come through as well for Dimension Data. Scott Sunderland on the left. Marini is there, Mareshko. Gibbons trying to come through, but Sunderland takes it. And a fantastic victory for Scott Sunderland of the Isoway Swiss Wellness. Fantastic win.